Hello and welcome to Pravus Gaming. Today we're going to do something a bit different. Last week I posted a video that I would be uploading my first ever vlog and Q&A session to commemorate my 500th subscription from earlier this month. And if you couldn't tell by the video title, this is that video. I'll be talking a bit about myself and the state of the channel to start things off, then I'll pull up some questions that I received over the week. The previous video announcing this Q&A session has since been taken down, but if you have any other questions that you'd like to see in future episodes, then please leave them in the comments below and I'll see if I can incorporate them in the future. So for those of you who are relatively new to the channel and have no idea who I am or what I'm all about, let's just say that I'm a PC gaming enthusiast who had way too much time on his hands one semester, bought a mic, and thought he could start making YouTube videos. Since I started this channel, I have since graduated from college and am now working full-time as a mechanical engineer in the good old US of A. And while I do tend to focus on MMOs, I've been trying to diversify my portfolio and play through some AAA titles, indie games, strategy games, and what have you. Basically, I just love video games and I record pretty much whatever I want. It's as simple as that. For those of you who have been with me for a while, I just want to extend my personal thanks for your feedback and encouragement over the months. It really has meant a lot to me, and quite frankly, if it weren't for your support, I probably would have stopped posting these a long time ago. All those likes, comments, and messages have gone a long way to motivate me to keep putting out content and devoting myself to improved quality. Alright, before I start answering questions from the announcement video, I'll go ahead and answer the most common question that I get on almost all of my playlists, whether they're related to the game or not. When are we going to see more RuneScape 3? Well, the answer is, I don't know. I'm really glad to see that one of my series has gotten so much attention and support that you guys are eager for more. As it is, though, I'm rapidly reaching a point where I would need to sit down for a couple of hours a day, minimum, to start leveling up my character and unlock some interesting quests and features. That's something I haven't really had a lot of time for since I started my new job, so production of RuneScape 3 videos has pretty much ground to a halt. Honestly, it's the constant cry for more RS3 that motivates me to put out any more at all. I honestly only intended to put out 5 or 6 RuneScape videos before ending the series, and now I'm up to, what was it, 57? And while this is definitely not a RuneScape-specific channel, I'm eager to give my audience what it wants, and I promise that I'll try to put up some new one sometime in the near future. But as of yet, I have no ideas for the content and thus no timetable. I've gotten quite a few good suggestions for other quests or minigames to play. One of you even suggested that I start recording dungeoneering runs with some of my viewers and talking with them over Skype, which is a pretty awesome idea, though a little tricky logistically. So, keep posting your suggestions by all means. You're not nagging me. But I hope that you'll forgive me if I play some other series and put RuneScape on the back burner, at least for a little while. Okay, I think it's time to start answering the questions that were posted. First up, hey Pravus, I've been watching your channel since Tomb Raider, and I noticed you don't post any videos on the weekend. Why is that? Wow, I have viewers that have stuck around since Tomb Raider? Wow, glad to have you along. And yeah, that's a pretty astute observation. Yes, I generally do not post videos over the weekend. This past week being an exception because of the WildStar beta. That's because I do not have access to my computer on the weekends. Since New Year's, I've been living alone in my own apartment close to work and enjoying the typical work week. And by enjoying, I mean surviving. Get up at 7, pack a lunch, go to work, leave at 5, blah 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 blah. Then I typically record 1 or 2 episodes of whatever series I'm working on, which usually takes about an hour, and then I spend the next hour or 2 editing the video and audio of aforementioned recordings. I'm really not sure people quite appreciate the amount of time that goes into each video, but it does take a lot of effort. I'm a one-man band here. Anyway, when my work week is over, I generally leave immediately on Friday to drive to my parents' home where I can spend time with my family, my girlfriend, her family, etc. And once upon a time when I was in college, the weekends would have been a perfect opportunity to sit down and record for several hours to tide me over for the week, but now, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older, but my priorities are shifting a bit. I think video games are lots of fun, and YouTube is definitely my hobby, but I don't think that for anyone to lead a balanced life, I don't know, I think it's important to cultivate the relationships with your loved ones, so that's what I'm doing. And that's why I don't get to post anything on the weekends. I'm simply not around my PC long enough to record or upload, and I hope that's alright with you guys. The way I see it, videos on YouTube don't usually go anywhere, so the weekend is your chance to catch up on whatever you might have missed over the week, either from me or one of the other channels that you follow. If my weekly schedule is looking to change in the near future, though, I'll be sure to start uploading on the weekends more frequently if I can. Thanks for the comments, I appreciate it. Alright, the next question looks interesting. Have you considered playing any MOBA games, such as Dota 2, LoL, or Dawngate? Well, the short answer is yes. The long answer is yes. In all seriousness, though, I actually did start playing Dota 2 a few months ago in hopes I could start a series, but, well, my personal relationship with MOBA games is rather shaky. My first experience with the genre was with Heroes of Newerth a couple years ago, and it was pretty awful, I must say. I didn't really know what I was doing. I picked terrible starting off items, I didn't quite understand the roles. Needless to say, I was not an asset to my team. And unsurprisingly, when a player starts dragging his team down, other players are not forgiving. Oh god. It wasn't really a pleasant experience for a newbie. After a couple of failed games, I did try to learn all the mechanics, but then I quickly realized that I did not have the time or interest to research every single hero, so I just quit. Plain and simple. I do like Dota 2 a lot, though, personally. I'm just not confident enough in my skills with the game to actually play it much. It's kind of like StarCraft 2. You know, as much as I enjoy the game, I tend to chicken out when playing other people. It's the same with a MOBA. The communities are usually pretty toxic, and I really kind of suck at last hitting and denying. So, I don't know. Now that being said, I am watching Heroes of the Storm with great interest, and I'm hoping to get into the alpha or beta to try it out. Yes, I know, the mechanics of Heroes of the Storm might seem dumbed down to you hardcore MOBA players, and they kinda are. Last hitting is gone, items are gone. It's really more team and objective focused, which, I don't know, it appeals to me. Plus, I've kind of played every Blizzard game ever released, so I'm familiar with most of the heroes. So in the future, I might try playing Heroes of the Storm on this channel and just see how the audience reacts to it. Heck, I might still try Dota 2 someday if that's something that interests you. It really depends a lot on what my audience is asking for, and if I'm in a daring mood to try something completely different. Thanks for the question, appreciate it. Alright, let's move on to the last question that I'll answer in this video. Would you consider doing a Let's Play on the whole Thief series? Consider it? Yeah, sure, I'll consider anything that my viewers ask for. That's one of the reasons I'm so keen to receive feedback, suggestions, and requests from you guys. It gives me some great ideas for content. Now, in the case of Thief specifically, I don't know, I gotta say that a Let's Play series on the whole Thief series is kinda unlikely, I'm sorry to say. The entire series, including the latest release, would cost me at least $70, assuming I'm not missing a title. Not that I'm ruling it out entirely, I may very well decide to buy the original Thief game someday and try it out. I'd have to do some research on the game to see if it would interest me enough to do a series on it. I actually did consider doing a Let's Play on the newest Thief that was released this year. It looked pretty fun for a first-person stealth game, and I was totally gonna buy it. But then I started reading some unfavorable reviews, and my research showed that the ending was, not to spoil anything, but, well, it kind of left a lot of people scratching their heads. That's putting it mildly. As a result, I decided to save my money for something later down the line. And I guess that brings me to the point that, you know, money really is a factor, at least in this stage of the channel's life. You know, games can be expensive, you know, especially these big AAA titles. And, you know, what I haven't spent on games, I'll sometimes spend on other equipment. You know, about 2 or 3 months ago, I dropped over $100 on a new microphone setup, which I think has done wonders for my audio quality in all my videos. And then I buy things like Prison Architect, Rome Total War 2, which was a massive disappointment, by the way, and so on. It's not that I can't afford to buy new games, but I do have to be selective because it's easy to get carried away and say, oh, I'll totally do a series on this game, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and I don't know, it's expensive, and it doesn't always pan out the way we kind of figure it will in our heads. And, you know, as things stand right now, I have not made a single penny off of my YouTube videos. Not one. I just don't get enough views consistently to justify monetizing, because, once I do that, I open myself up to the possibility that YouTube will start flagging me for copyright content, which is total bull, by the way, total bull. And I'll need to join a gaming network to get some basic protection, at which point I'll be splitting my earnings and making even less. It just gets complicated very quickly. If I were getting, say, 2,000 views consistently on every video I put out, then I would consider changing things up a bit, and then I'd happily reinvest some of the money I was making into new games, so that I could put out more content. It seems like a win-win at that point, but we're not quite there yet. Part of that's my fault. I haven't really made a lot of effort to market myself, because, there are ways to do it. They are just generally kind of annoying. Leaving comments on popular channels promoting myself, for example. It works, most of the time, but I kind of just reject the strategy out of principle. But, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be so proud. It's really hard to say. And that's why I rely so heavily on you guys to hit that like button and leave comments and subscribe. That's really the only way the channel grows at this point. And as it grows, I'm free to try out more games, like Thief, and bring you more frequent videos. So, I guess I'm saying, please hit that like button. It takes half a second, but they really add up for small channels like mine, and I always appreciate the support. Thank you, BlazeKid. I appreciate the question. Okay, well I think that about wraps things up for my first vlog and Q&A session. Thank you guys for watching, and many thanks to those of you who left comments in the announcement video. I hope I answered your questions satisfactorily. If you liked the video, then be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe, and for those of you who have questions that you'd like to see me answer in my next vlog, whenever that's gonna be, I have no idea, then please leave them in the comments below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay beautiful, fellow gamers.